welcome back. Get this as the Pepper Pot conversation next week. You want to be here for it? I'm going to want to rain said. You want me and you to have this argument?
A real conversation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just discussing something here that we just saw a while ago on social media, where they say Antigua and Barbuda is among CARICOM nations with falling birth rates. But we'll talk about that at a different time. We're celebrating Joshua Net on her achievement. She's one of the top 10 pitches from YLAI.
Yes, YLAI.
Out of 231 participants. And I'm telling you, top 10 out of 219 people. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where were you? Which part of America you were? Because I think you were people are all over the place.
So we initially got there to Texas, and then I went to DC. 231 of us were spread across 17 states, and we were assigned to different businesses to your states. I was assigned to American University, the Community Leadership and Community Engagement Department, and our other fellow Canis was in San Francisco, there were people in New York, there were people in Nebraska, and all of us, we submitted a pitch. And there was a first elimination round. There was one person who won per city, and I was the person who won in DC. And then there was another elimination round, and I made it to the top 10.
10 out of 200 something
200?
in this world.
Yes.
Top 10.
Top 10.
When I heard about it, folks, I said to her, and said to people, she's emotional. So imagine when she pitch out cry, want to go to the eye. I'm probably zap a woman, but possibly a bit bigger, play me 10. No, she didn't use the Yankee voice. I'm telling you all. You cry water in your
I was crying on Tuesday. I was crying. So the top 10, I had the pleasure of pitching at the closing forum, and shout out to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They actually won the overall pitch. Okay. And I don't think Tuesday was I was crying. You're not supposed to be crying when you're pitching, because you're trying to show an investor to invest
but then
in your business.
The investor realizes your passion. You're not just crying, but your vice.
She's
supposed to power the big table, so imagine. Yeah.
I was crying.
And them passionate liars, yeah. You did. But what was your pitch?
So the pitch was fired and fighting for the last 5 years. I want to change how waste is looked at in Antigua and Barbuda, and I want to give individuals with disabilities jobs. And I brought you guys some sand for you to see the magic of what the possibilities are. We have a problem with waste in Antigua and Barbuda. This year we've had 4 landfill fires and an oil spill. We must begin to manage waste differently from the source. So we can't wait to try to manage the issue at Cooks, households, businesses, and events. We must begin to manage waste differently. We must get to a place where we're separating our waste. So anyone who travels, they know once you travel, you go to some places, they have 7 bins, they have 3 bins. The idea is to get to the place where in Antigua and Barbuda, we have that same system. I want us to get to the place where we have 3 bins. So we have 1 for regular waste, 1 for composting, and 1 for things that can be recycled.
But are we the people? Because we're not talking government here. Are we the people ready for this? Because I mean, there are bins, and we'll see bins and garbage still out of bins. We'll see recycle and
because the bins are in St. John's,
right,
for example.
But I'm saying, but then at one point you'll see everything together in one.
So it's going to take 10 years for us to get to the place to become the people. We're going to need billboards. We're going to need songs. We're going to need to be on Good Morning Antigua and Barbuda. We're going to need to be on all the media outlets. We're going to need to be in all of the newspapers. It's going to be something how we're changing a generation. Right. And I say to anyone, I'm very realistic. My dad is 71 and my mom is 60. And for all of their life, they threw everything into one bin. And I am 32 now, and I've been throwing everything into one bin. I'm coming up and saying, we're going to change that. It's going to take years for us to get it right. But it's possible. You don't think 10 years is enough?
I would say it should be ongoing, 10 years and more.
10 years of us doing hardcore marketing, songs, games. We're going to have pop-ups.
Not just marketing, we actually have to separate the things then.
We
have to start separating the waste. It starts at home too. It's
to homes, businesses, and events. So I actually made a proposal to our cabinet to get to the place where we begin to source funding. The first thing we need to do is to buy the bins. What happened in Barbados and St. Kitts and Nevis is that the government actually gave all the homes bins. So they eliminated the blue bins. So we would need a system like that. So step 1 is going to be us finding money to buy bins for all of the households. And we're talking about, based on the census in 2011, we're talking about 28 48,000 homes, and based on the fact that we've had more homes, we're talking about like 40,000 bins.
And maybe more, because remember census is ongoing right now too.
So I'm actually very interested to see
50,000, maybe more than that.
So can you imagine, let's just say we have 50,000 homes, but it's not 50,000 bins, because it's 50,000 times 3. So we would need 150,000 bins.
Also the 3 bins in a
household. So that means each household would get a bin for waste, a bin for recycling, and a bin for composting. And that.
But what do you do now when the garbage truck comes around?
So we would now have 2 garbage truck systems.
Okay.
So what would happen on one?
So you're creating jobs.
So we're creating jobs.
Right.
We're gonna have more. We're gonna stimulate the economy. So what would happen? And you're right, Ibis. Think about it. So now each household, the first step is us getting everybody 3 bins. Then we need to buy more garbage trucks. We need to pay more men, and the composting is going to go to a composting site. The recycling is going to go to a recycling site, and the things that cannot be composted or recycled is going to end up at Cook's Dump. However, we would significantly reduce the amount of things that end up at Cook's Dump.
So that we would need 2 extra sites then.
Correct. Okay. And we need more landfill managers. We would need more people on site. And the idea is, just like you're saying, Steve, if we were to begin the process, that means we begin to create jobs for individuals. And my fight is to get jobs for individuals with disabilities. But even in my pitch on Tuesday, I will say I'm a very realistic advocate. We can't give them jobs everywhere, but they're parts in the process. Somebody's going to have to label these bins. Somebody's going to have to do the follow-ups. We're going to need HR. We're going to need marketing. We're going to be able to change.
Somebody put things within the system.
Yep. And can you imagine? You don't need to be walking to be able to put something in the system. So I want to be able to give individuals with disabilities jobs within the arenas based on their strengths. It's going to take us, first and foremost, I'm going to find some money. I beg him. That is my pitch. And my pitch is we need an investor to invest in just not household, but can you think about events? So instead of events having 1 skip now, we would need 3 skips. That means we would need to be buying more skips. That means we're going to generate revenue from events. So just like households, events would have 1 for recycling, 1 for composting, 1 for other waste. ABS would also get on board. All businesses would have that same. Yeah. So instead, just like we submit our tax information to the Inland Revenue every year, we would have to submit to National Solid Waste Management Authority, what is your waste management plan? What are you doing as a company with all the waste that you generate? And then it's the same thing. Can you imagine tourism? Every single business is going to take us time to get everybody on board, but it's something that we have to begin talking about, and we've been talking about, and I really see us having a future of more jobs, a more stimulated economy, and a better management of waste.
Now, before we go, I see that you brought some stuff with me. You tell me that it's sand made from glass?
Yes. So I went to Louisiana, and this is actually the bad boy. So I'm going to be doing a tour. I'm going to all of the hotels because it is sand, and they made it from glass. And in Louisiana, glass half full, they're using the sand to restore the coastal line, and I want us to do the same with Barbuda. Remember when Irma was here, we now have a breach in Barbuda. Yep. Right. If all the glass that we produce on this island, we convert it into sand and we dump it into the lagoon, just like Louisiana, it's going to grow back. That is what they're doing. And I had the pleasure of going, and glass half full, they started, just like good humans, they started in their backyard, and then they grew to a new compound, and they just opened a 3-acre compound. I want to convince all the hotels in Antigua and Barbuda for us to come together and to buy the machine. The machine is going to cost us about $116,000 US.
You don't break down that, man.
So can you imagine each hotel, each bar, each restaurant, and tourism authority would be the owner of the machine, and we're going to help with logistics. And all of our glass from our homes, all of our events, they go and we make sand. Jobs for people. We're fixing the problem in Barbuda, and we're using a resource that we're currently sending to the landfill.
So that's sand. What's this one?
This here is also the glass. So glass half full, they're very innovative. What they do with this one, they use it for landscaping, for decorative pieces. So this is the actual glass, and then they're actually making other colors. So the blue glass makes blue sand, light blue sand, and then they also have a very fine sand. So this here is sand that they're using for coastal recreation, and they're using this other sand for decorative pieces. And the idea is I brought it back to, I want to go to cabinet, I want to show our ministers, this is what we can do with the glass that we're sending to the landfill. We can create jobs for individuals with disabilities. We can create change right here on island. And I didn't just go, I brought it back for you to see, to feel it. It's amazing.
Well, Joshua, thank you. For one, I love your passion fruit. You're very passionate.
Stay.
And you have to be passionate, and that's why you're in the top 10 or the 200 and something participants from around the world.
We have to make change. And I will say to anybody, Dehana, and you know her from Patton's Primary, we fought to get her a bathroom, we fought to get her a ramp. She's going to secondary school. That means we now need to ensure that school is equipped for her. And I will say to anybody, my mission for Good Humans 268, we cannot be beggars. And even that was a part of my pitch. We are not beggars. We need jobs. There's a problem. Any business that is open is designed to solve a problem. And our problem is waste. And I am creating the systems for us to change the way we manage waste and give jobs to individuals with disabilities.
That's why she's the passion fruit right here. Love that to you. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And I can see how if you can get in for my Pepper Pat Thursday. Check Raynell off and put you there. So me and you can have it too. Because Raynell can get in the conversation, but she'll be on the side that she would want to be. Because with a hammer she too.
Watch Raynell.
Yeah, be wait for she be too hard to get 50. Anyway, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We got more. It's very entertaining. Joshua and Good Humans. When you hear Good Humans say they're doing something, let's just support right through. So if this is a 10-year, 20-year plan, let's be a part of that change, all right? We'll be right back.